Big Meech, the infamous co-founder of the Black Mafia Family, has allegedly pulled his son Lil Meech from the BMF series over growing tensions with executive producer 50 Cent, fueled by claims that Fifth has too much control over his son's life, image, and future, and Big Meech isn't having it. 4 months now, the streets have been buzzing with rumors that something just wasn't right behind the scenes of the hit STARZ series BMF. But nobody was ready for this. Big Meech, currently incarcerated and serving a lengthy sentence for his role in one of the largest drug trafficking organizations in American history, has reportedly made the bold decision to pull the plug on his son's role in the show that was literally inspired by his own life story. And while fans were quick to point fingers at the usual industry drama, contracts, scheduling, and on-set beefs, the real tea runs far deeper. It all boils down to power, control, and one man's need to protect his legacy, even from a prison cell. Let's get straight to the root of it. Big Meech allegedly feels disrespected by the way 50 Cent has been handling his son, Demetrius Lil Meech Flannery Jr., in the entertainment industry. And when you're talking about a figure like Big Meech, a man whose name still rings bells from Atlanta to Detroit to LA, disrespect doesn't slide under the radar. According to insider whispers, Meech was growing increasingly frustrated watching from the sidelines as 50 Cent, who brought the BMF series to life, allegedly began treating Lil Meech more like a puppet than a partner. It wasn't just about the acting roles. It was about control, autonomy, image, and most importantly, legacy. Lil Meech was handpicked by 50 Cent to play his father in the dramatized retelling of BMF's rise and fall, a decision that made sense to fans and producers alike. Not only did it add authenticity to the story, but also introduced the world to a fresh face with a powerful name. Under 50 Cent's mentorship, Lil Meech quickly rose to fame, landing roles outside of BMF, gaining a massive social media following, and appearing to thrive under the spotlight. But behind that rapid rise was a growing concern from Big Meech himself. Sources close to the situation say Meech started noticing how 50 was using his son for everything. Promo events, parties, appearances, side projects, and it started to feel more like exploitation than mentorship. It wasn't long before those quiet concerns turned into real tension. Big Meech reportedly began sending messages through his inner circle, voicing his discomfort with how much access 50 Cent had to his son and how little input he himself was allowed in the decisions being made about the portrayal of his life. Meech allegedly felt like the show, though based on his life, was starting to veer away from the truth and was being reshaped into something that glorified drama more than reality. And at the center of that reshaping was 50 Cent, pulling the strings. But here's the twist. It wasn't just about the show. Word is, Big Meech felt that 50 Cent was influencing Lil Meech's real-life persona, pushing him deeper into the celebrity lifestyle, encouraging him to live like a star rather than stay grounded. For a father watching from prison, that's terrifying, especially when you know what that lifestyle can lead to. Big Meech didn't want his son caught up in fast money, flashy headlines, and industry scandals. He didn't want his name associated with Hollywood gimmicks. He wanted Lil Meech to represent the truth, the struggle, the pain, the journey, not just the glitz and Instagram fame. Things reportedly came to a head during a heated phone conversation that's now making its rounds through industry circles. Sources claim Big Meech didn't hold back. He confronted 50 Cent directly, calling him out for the way he's been steering the show and controlling Lil Meech's career. And in that same conversation, Meech allegedly dropped the bombshell. If things didn't change, he would withdraw Lil Meech from the BMF cast entirely. That's right. The man who inspired the whole damn story threatened to remove the lead actor, his own son, because he wasn't feeling how things were playing out. That kind of move isn't just bold, it's unprecedented. But Big Meech has never been the type to bite his tongue. Even from behind bars, his voice still carries weight, and he knows it. By threatening to pull Lil Meech, he essentially put 50 Cent in check. Imagine the headlines. Star BMF removed by father who founded the real BMF. That's a PR nightmare. And you better believe 50 heard him loud and clear. But what does this mean for the future of the BMF series? That's the million-dollar question. With season 3 already in production and fan anticipation at an all-time high, losing the face of the franchise would be catastrophic. Not to mention, it would call into question the legitimacy of the entire show. How do you tell the story of Big Meech without his son? How do you continue the saga when the man whose life you're dramatizing no longer supports the direction it's heading? Insiders are now saying that meetings are being held behind the scenes at STARZ to figure out damage control. There's talk of rewriting scripts, adjusting character arcs, and even bringing in new consultants to re-earn Big Meech's trust. But it might be too little too late. Sources say Big Meech is standing 10 toes down on his threat, and unless real changes are made, not just empty apologies, he's pulling the plug. And it's not just about BMF. This power move could have ripple effects across 50 Cent's entire TV empire. If word gets out that 50 Cent lost to support Big Meech, other figures whose lives have been dramatized by Fifth might start reconsidering their partnerships. We've already seen public fallouts between 50 and stars like The Game, Young Buck, and even his own Power cast members. But this situation hits different. This isn't just business, it's blood,